Welcome back to Ask Allison. Here is today's question. I'm starting to think about ways to enhance the client experience through the screen. How can I up my game in terms of aesthetics, creative ways to engage clients, and even suggestions about how clients can make the most in sessions? Many clients are in the car talking to me, just waking up and still in bed, etc. And I feel like they end up taking the session less seriously than normal. So I guess this has two parts. Suggestions about what we can control on our end to make these sessions better, and if or how to communicate with clients about upping their game too to make the most of their time. So I'd like to thank TherapyNotes for sponsoring us. So I love that you're thinking about this. Let's start with what we can control on our end. So face a window so that your lighting is good and you can feel less trapped in the pandemic. Just kidding, kind of. Get dressed all the way. No more business mullets, actual pants or skirts or dresses. Set up the background behind you to accommodate your neck so that things look intentional, or your neck and your head. Right now, for those of you watching on video, I'm at a standing desk, and like this background doesn't require that in the way that some of the other backgrounds I've used have. Like when I was in our home office that used to be a playroom, I did some real strategic things to hide like the climbing wall and things like that in order to not be like, this is my kid's playroom. So what that takes for me is often setting up a video conference. It could be with a friend or a relative or whatever, and just playing with the things behind your head and then coming back and sitting back down. Get a supportive chair. That's important. Lift your computer up to a good height. And that way you're not looking down so much. That's partly like occupational therapy. Like we don't want our head and neck and back to get all hunched and bad. It's bad for us in general, but also you just look more engaged when you're not in pain. So lift whether it's a standing desk, whether it's just a bunch of books, like that was what I was using I used a wooden box. So there are all sorts of things to lift your computer up. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to spend any money. So if you happen to be somebody who shares some of your humanity in session, that works with some modalities and some therapists, but not others, you could share about how making these changes for you is impacting your experience of your work. You can invite your clients to give it a shot in their life as well, so that they kind of get dressed and get ready for the session in the way that they would if they were coming into your office. It's possible that your experience of them taking therapy less seriously is projection. They may just be in bed or in their car and cozy enough to dig deep in there. So I'm putting that out there just in case that could be the truth for you. I don't want to get too deep into any sort of clinical consultation here because I don't know your clients or how you work at all. But we can talk about how to set systems in place so you can set the expectation for the new clients coming in through the initial phone call, letting them know that you're seeing a difference in the progress between the clients who are in their PJs and half lying down versus the ones in session who are sitting up, they're dressed, they're able to fully attend and fully commit to the session. So you can just let them know that in the first phone call, and you're setting an expectation for them through that conversation. Sometimes somebody's bedroom or their car are the only places that somebody has privacy. So I wouldn't stipulate that people need to be outside of those places, but rather to have them prepare for therapy, either by getting clear on what they want to talk about, getting ready as if they were going out into the world, those kinds of things. I'd also talk openly about how your clients are feeling about online therapy. If it's not projection, if your people really are just kind of like phoning in their session, I think it's important to bring it up. Like, it feels different from my end now that we are online. Is it feeling different on your end too? Sometimes we don't bring that up because we're afraid of the answer. You know, I don't love to bring the hard stuff up. I really, truly don't, but I think it's important to. So even if you don't think you're going to like the answer, I would still bring it up anyway and have the conversation. If you're watching this on social media, I would really love your suggestions for this person in the comments. If you're finding some ways whether it's the aesthetic or the clinical, like how you're engaging your clients in different ways online. If you will pop that in the comments, I would absolutely love to see them. If you're needing more clients to engage with, then we've got you covered over in the Abundance Party, where that's our goal, is to make that happen. It's only $49 a month, and it teaches you everything you need to know how to have a great practice. That's at abundanceparty.com. And if you have questions for Ask Allison, please DM me over at Instagram. I'm abundance_practice_building. All right, y'all have a good day.